right, so Christian, my man, welcome, welcome, welcome. So if you don't mind, we'll dive straight into it. So you've been in Spectre for a little over 2 months now.
Yep, just about 2 months.
Cool. And in those 2 months, you managed to hit 70K
Yeah,
a month. That's
yeah,
insane. That's
yeah.
insane. So we'll get into the nitty gritty, but when you and I first met, so this was at, I want to say the end of October. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep.
Where were you at revenue wise at the end of October?
Yeah, good question. So I was bouncing in between 30 and 45
Yeah.
at that time, shifting a lot of things around with the business model. I'd had some big months before that and things were going well, but I just needed to figure out some things in terms of how to position the company and do some more outreach. And so that's when I looked you up and found the program and jumped in.
Beautiful. So that's insane. So you pretty much double the business.
Yeah, yeah.
That's nuts. Okay, cool. So let's talk about you. Let's talk about your firm. So what do you sell? First of all, what is your firm called? And then what do you sell? Who do you sell it to?
So I run a company called Growth Loop. We're focused primarily on serving B2B businesses that are really in need of full growth infrastructure and operations.
Mhm.
And so our primary positioning is really we come in with the CMO level approach. I've worked at a ton of different high level companies and ran teams and built systems for those organizations. And so I just bring that mindset, that strategy, those systems into growing businesses that are looking to scale. And we just put together the full pipeline management growth infrastructure for them
Right.
and help them go to the next level.
Beautiful. And that's insane. So this big month that you had of December, by the like for full disclosure for anyone who's watching this, we're recording this on Friday, January 9th, 2026. So you had emailed me. I want to say it was on January 2nd. I could be wrong, but right around there. And you gave me this big news, and I wanted to do a backflip, like if I could. But anyway, sticking to the point. So you did a couple of really big deals in December.
Yeah.
Right. We're talking, I don't want to say it for you, but we're talking in the tens of thousands.
Absolutely. Multiple.
Right. Beautiful. So talk to me about how you got into this business.
Yeah, into Growth Loop in general.
Mm-hmm.
Great question. So, I started my career out on the marketing side of things for startups. I worked at an accelerator where we were investing in ed tech companies and founders and helping them really put together the ecosystem to get funders and funding and investment. But what I saw was that there was a gap in terms of translating all that work into real go-to-market and real scalable operating systems for marketing. So I started Growth Loop as a small consultancy where I'd work with founders, and I did a lot of the work for free at first, right? Just to get the experience and start to translate into a new business. I was coming from, doing the 9 to 5 and all that. And eventually it just started to evolve into bigger opportunities and deals. And I started getting like 10K contracts here and a 10K contract there. And I was like, okay, I found some kind of validation here. People see that whatever it is I'm bringing to the market is needed.
Right.
And so from there, I started to see that, all right, we need to now figure out how to build high-end marketing systems built around a really powerful, resonant brand, but in a way that is really like cost-effective, scalable, centralized. And so that's where I started to build these sort of agentic systems for businesses while also bringing in like my high level understanding of like brand development, website development, funnel development, content marketing, all those things. So over the years, I've been able to consolidate all of that into like a real RevOps platform where, we're able to really operate everything at a super high level. And really the goal for 2025 was like, how do I start to take everything that I've built over the last, 5 to 7 years into something that can go to the moon, So when I came across you, I was like, all right, this probably is going to be a gateway to getting there.
Beautiful. Well said. And so talk to me about that piece right there. So
yeah,
how did our worlds intersect, and how did you come across this stuff? And then what was like the buy-in? What made you want to gravitate towards working together?
Great question. So I'm a YouTube fanatic. Like that. I mean, I consider myself like a YouTube PhD, you know.
Mm.
That's where I've learned so much about business. So I came across you in the algorithm, man. I saw one of your videos pop up. I was looking into cold email in particular and trying to figure that piece out so I could start to scale my outreach. I've been doing a lot of stuff on LinkedIn with outbound, but really wanted to add that cold email piece. So you kept popping up. And then I remember I watched one of your videos and it was really like the transparency that you brought to your content and just really breaking down everything. So I think I watched your 7-hour program and, you know, started watching all your other videos. And there was also this kind of like, I don't know if you would consider yourself this way, because now that I know you, I feel like you're just really cool dude. But it was like this like kind of, you know, 007 mystery to your vibe. And I was like, man, this dude is cool.
Right.
So kept watching the content. I learned a lot. You disclose a lot of information in all your videos. And then I saw that you had a workshop or something happening. So I signed up for that. And you just broke it all down in a really matter-of-fact way. And I was like, yeah, like I already knew, you know, that I was going to move forward with this. I could just tell that it was going to be something that I needed. The framing, the approach, the way you teach just really resonates deeply with the way I learn. And from there, yeah, jumped into SPECTRE, and man, it's been up.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So this is quite the investment. Like I'm not shy about letting people know that it's a significant investment.
Yeah.
Did you have any reservations about making the investment? Was there any sort of skepticism? If so, how was that addressed? Like, were you nervous about that financial commitment whatsoever? Talk to me about that.
Yeah, that's a great question. So I've been in a number of programs in the past and have made significant investment in my education. I won't name those programs, but you know, they were cool. Yeah. I think the challenge that I found with some of those programs is that they're not really hands-on. The content's kind of all over the place. It's either too much or it's too little, or it's just not fine-tuned the way that it needs to be. So I'm generally skeptical when it comes to joining programs, generally speaking. I think for me, in relation to your program, I was already kind of sold on you and the way that you teach. And again, just the comprehensive nature, but like to the point, the way that you are, you're very direct. And that's kind of how I like to operate. I just like to get stuff done. So yeah, by the time we got on the call, I was ready to make the investment and it made sense. I think I could already tell like I'm going to get so much more out of it than what I can imagine. So, I mean, I'd make the investment 5 times over without question. Yeah.
Beautiful. So it's very much a cold email focused program, apart from the obvious mentorship aspect. And there are 2 segments of folks. There's folks who are looking to start a business, and then there's folks who are coming into this with an existing business already and looking to scale it. I would call those my more advanced folks. And for you're really just looking to add cold email and perhaps the positioning of things to whatever you are already doing to see how we could scale this business, grow faster. Is that fair to say?
100%, exactly right.
Cool. Talk to me about how quickly you were able to, I mean, everybody works at their own pace, but how easy it was to go through the information and then apply that onto your business. Was it granular enough? Is it step-by-step enough? Is it easy to attach that cold email onto what you're doing? Do you have the kind of support you're looking for?
Oh, 100%. I think it took me a week of my own time to get started. But within a week of starting the program, I'd already fully been able to integrate it into my existing offer stack. I'd had everything set up, you know, and the way that you've got all the videos kind of mapped out, the content, the support, is just boom, 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 step by step execution, do this, do that. Yeah. Everything was just super straightforward. And some of the other kind of tips and tricks that you have in terms of, you know, cold, like email inbox providers and things like that. I mean, now I have a amazing relationship with that company that you offered, and they've been really helpful. But yeah, you just laid it all out really clear. So literally within a week, I had it within my offer stack. I was pitching it directly to clients that now are clients.
Mhm.
And it just instantly elevated everything that I was doing in a way that it was exactly what I was looking for.
Right.
Like exactly what I was looking for. It took the value of my offer to the next level.
Mhm.
And you made cold email easy because it's not easy.
Right.
It is not easy. It is extremely, I've tried this before
Mhm.
and it's overwhelming. I had no idea what I was doing. I took a program and I was like, what are they doing?
Mhm.
They had a done for you aspect in the program and it still didn't make sense to me.
Yep.
But the way you laid everything out, I mean, I felt like an expert
Right.
very, very quickly. And the fact that I felt like that just after week one was crazy to me, and so we still have so much more to dive into after that, right? To go to the next level. So it was perfect.
Beautiful. And so, with consideration that you already had an existing business, that's
Yep.
fine. How long did it take for you to start signing clients after you joined?
Pretty quickly. So I would say I'm pretty sure because here's what I first started with. I started upselling existing clients
Yeah.
to that offer stack. So that was that month that I started immediately, right?
Mhm.
Started bringing people on. So I think I officially started in November.
Mhm.
In December, there were new folks that were coming in, and I basically was able to build this into my broader offer stack. And so I noticed that it was like buttery smooth in terms of raising my prices.
Mhm.
In December, I had multiple clients pay me. I had one client that paid me 20,000 up front
Yeah.
for the service, and then
Mhm.
I had multiple clients that were paying me, above 10K.
Right.
Right? Got a 15K contract, plus equity.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of plus performance. So there's just a lot that's coming in as a result of that. And it's funny, man. Like you've been doing cold email way longer than me,
Right.
but I'm already starting to be known as like the cold email guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, I had another 22K contract.
Mhm.
That came through in December.
Right.
So I mean, it was just boom, 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 right
Yeah.
after. It was crazy.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great feeling when everything starts to click and starts to work. That's a great feeling.
It is.
Yeah, absolutely. So imagine that you or that we're back in October and
Yep.
you're speaking to someone who was in a very similar position as you coming into this with an existing business. They're already doing a few tens of thousands of dollars a month in MRR,
Yep.
but they want to scale.
Yep.
And they're evaluating joining something like this specifically to scale their business with cold traffic, with a mechanism like cold email. They're on the fence about it. Considering the best possible case scenarios, they're considering the worst case scenarios. Just you 2 months ago or 3 months ago, what would you tell that person if you were to give them any sort of advice as they weigh this decision to join?
That's a great question. So I'd say a couple of things. For the folks that already have a business, I'd say get into it now because not only are you going to be able to scale your own outreach,
Mhm.
which is do what? Multiply your opportunities.
Right.
But if you're a marketing company or doing any kind of marketing whatsoever, you can integrate that into your existing offer stack. It's literally going to 2x the
Right.
possibilities or more for your
Mhm.
business. I mean, this year, there's no question. I hope it's fine if I share this, but I'm gunning for at least 3 million this year.
Beautiful.
Like that is the goal, and it feels very likely
Mhm.
because now, and I think not to go off on a tangent, but what I learned from you specifically is that growth is math,
Mhm.
right? It's
Mhm.
not hope, it's not grind, it's intelligent, systematic, mathematical probabilistics.
Yeah.
Right. And so if you can really engineer that both possibility and probability into your business and understand the metrics and the numbers, and then you're maximizing each aspect that feeds into that success amplification,
Yeah.
you're guaranteed growth, like literally. It's just how it works. So that's one thing for those who own a business, just do it, right? Because
Right.
you're gonna get more business, period.
Mhm.
For those who want to start a business, and this is something that I learned a long time ago being in marketing, this is just my opinion. If you're ahead of the curve, in marketing, it is recession proof.
Right.
It is the only recession proof industry,
Mhm.
because never, unless there's an apocalypse, right, there's never going to be a point in time where businesses don't need growth.
Mhm.
So if you can position yourself as someone that, again, understands the mathematics behind business and can install and engineer that into a company, well, what better opportunity do you have in marketing?
Yeah.
Right? If you're a web designer, well, you're always going to have to figure out how to sell that, right? Or have a demand kind of capture approach to that.
Mhm.
If you are a content creator and you do content marketing, well, that there's a lot of investment in time and energy that goes into doing that well and getting results. And there's a lag time in terms of transformation. If you're a deal generator,
Mhm.
you know how to do that, and you're working with people that actually have market validated services and products,
Mhm.
you can literally low-key guarantee results relatively quickly with this. And it's not an exaggeration.
Mhm.
It's math.
It's just math.
It's math.
Right.
So that's what I would say to folks, that like, yeah, being able to go deep, but with a very clear roadmap that you can execute pretty much within a couple of weeks.
Right.
For what you're offering. I mean, the value is absurd. It's absurd.
Beautiful. So I was about to ask you, and this was my last question, but was it worth it?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like 5,000% worth it. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You are 3 million a year is more than doable for you, especially now that I know you. You're already right around $1 million a year. You know, you're right there. So I see no reason as to why you can't hit that goal and go way beyond it of 3 million a year. So Christian, it's been a pleasure working with you, I must say.
Thanks.
I mean, I try and tell people, and then I also try and show people what's possible. But I mean, to have someone be able to replicate those results, that speaks louder than I ever could. And it's really nice to see you going after these big deals and not being afraid to charge what you're worth, and showing people that, like, yes, you can sign $10,000, $20,000 deals. That's honestly how you hit the 70K months. It's by signing big deals, So, and also just understanding how much value you provide and being able to communicate that. One thing I can really respect about your business, just from the glimpse that I've gotten on our calls, is it's really thorough. There's multiple layers to what you offer. It's like, we do this, we do this, we do this, we do this, and then we do this for you. We'll roll up our sleeves and do this, 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 this. And it's like, you literally have shown me. I won't just disclose on your behalf, but you have literally shown me that a lot of the inner workings of your pitch and your offer. So for those watching this, this is Christian. He's the founder of Growth Loop. I'm going to put his information in the description below this video for you guys to go check him out. And any final things you want to share, Christian?
Last thing I'll share, guys, is this: if you're serious, and I really mean this, you need to be serious. If you're serious about changing your life, you're not just chasing after a dollar, but you're serious about doing things the right way, above board, with the right systems, and putting yourself in a position where you can create real value for people, I would highly recommend that you check Pablo out, you join a program, you really consider it, because I always say this to people: the outcome of a business isn't income. That's not why we do this. The outcome of a business is transformation, is impact. And if you come in with that mindset, right, you want to transform and bring value into the lives of others, that's what's going to lead to transformation in your own life. And you'll be able to achieve whatever it is that you set your mind out to do. But you need skills to do that. You need skills that the market demands. Right. And so that's my encouragement. Pablo's that guy. We're going to be doing a lot of work together for Absolutely. Life. So I appreciate you, man.
Absolutely. Cheers to more business.
Absolutely.